I have here a small procedure that Skid finds out about, that not because he was kidnapped or anything, but because it did not occur to him to chase the clown, since he wanted him to give him a balloon, and when he saw that he would go, he would follow him until he saw that I arrived at the same mansion where he met Isaiah. You know that monster that hypnotizes you. Okay, the point here is where he would find out that one of the members of the sector should have given them to everything. WHO would rename as a son of his and shows the photo. Skid can see that photo and realizes that he is his father, and could also at the time discover that he is everything, which would make he want to stay away from Pump. In fact, since that day Pump saw Skid without his costume and asks him what, because he avoids it and everything. But Skid, every day that happens he does not respond, until there was a day that out of desperation Skid yells at him, "There is no more spooky month and there will be no more spooky month," and runs away crying. Oh, and it occurred to me that Pump decides to find out what happens on his own, so if Skid doesn't tell him himself, he'll find out, because even though he must have felt angry about what Skid involuntarily yelled at him, he knows that Skid's attitude was not normal like that he can't decide to find out in 1,000 ways. He even thinks to see if Eyes gives him any possible answer. But before he can enter the mansion, he hears voices in the hall and sees some people with robes and red masks, the sect clearly. And that clothes seemed somewhat familiar to Pump, since once Skid wanted to show him the things of his father, and then they saw his sect costume, but they did not care since they thought it was some kind of Halloween costume or something like that, and decides to see a little more to see what happens later. And there he learns that Skid's father was indeed a member of that sect, but later refused to give his son, who would be his ticket to his objective, since apparently Skid was a kind of entity known as everything. Even one of the sectarians turned abruptly when he saw the clown and said, "It has not occurred to you that any of those children that you do not bother to kidnap could be everything? Because of your stupid empathy we always lose the opportunity to get our objective." And yeah, maybe Roy's uncle was crushed by Eyes, but who knows, the same something like that doesn't kill you easily in that universe, so he could still live and be part of the sect. And we could say that after that chapter he checked the cameras already. Yep, in my mind there are cameras in the monster's lair. I say it would be to check if someone can be immune to his power of hypnosis, and shows them that time Skid and Pump were captured, Skid was not affected. So now you know who to chase. And Pump goes stealthily to Skid's house and knocks desperately, and Skid opened the door, and seeing that it was Pump, he quickly wants to close it, but Pump puts his foot in the door and he has no choice but to open. And Pump looks at him seriously and tells him, "No more secrets, Skid, I already know everything." And Skid would say, "But how?" Pump says, "Easy, I started to investigate what was happening until it occurred to me to ask him Eyes when I came across a mysterious sect of which your father seemed to be a member, Skid. And then, you already know that I am, right?" Pump nods. "Pump, yes, and I came to tell you that with even greater reason I will not get away from you, since I want to be able to keep you safe and prevent my best friend from being used for an unknown and dangerous purpose."